That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is Commissioner Cooper, and it is week 6. We're almost halfway through the fantasy season, so you better get waking up with us. We're ready to get your roster set, get your lineups, questions in. We will answer them at the end. I got my fantasy friends to help you out. Get your day started. It's time for TSS Fantasy. If I could find the intro. Hold on, let me get down here. Fantasy. It's time for TSS Fantasy. Fantasy. It's time for TSS Fantasy. Fantasy. It's time for TSS Fantasy.
You know, the great thing about being a football player is you don't have to take a shower to go to work.
There it is.
There it is indeed. Let's get woken up, get things started. I got this color changing light in my face, which I got to move. All right, let's get the intro started. Welcome into studio, the judge. It's Jordan Thomas. Welcome in, my friend.
Good morning. It's too damn early to be doing this as always, but I can't wait to get into it as always.
As always, indeed. And Fred, of course, is not in another state and still can't even fucking wake up on time. Let's also welcome into studio Greg OJ, the Juice is Loose Mayor.
Just want to shout out Baby Boys flag football team making the playoffs, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go. What's it, Haines City Rattlers? Is that what you got?
Haines City Rattlers.
Let's go, Haines City Rattlers. Love it. All right, well, let's pay the bills. Go to tssfantasy.com. All of our latest and greatest rankings are on there, so make sure you check it out, shop and compare. Get that lineup set for week 6. Also, don't forget, go to Underdog Fantasy. Use the promo code TSS. We'll double that deposit up to $100. Lots of great weekend parlays to get a part of, so just make sure you get in on that. Also, don't forget, for Jazz Sportsbook, use the promo code TSS there. Lots of great promos to check out there. And if you're looking for some championship bling, hopefully there's somebody out there for next season, look no further than Pro-Am Belts. They got lots of great stuff for you guys. All right, well, we got a lot of injuries to get to. I mean, we just got a lot to get to. Let's get our paid medical expert, just kidding, he's not paid, in the house. Let's bring him in, Bri.
Still waiting on those checks.
I feel
waiting on those checks.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm missing the paid part. Colts Martin, welcome in, and good morning to you, my friend. Bri, good morning. We got injuries to get to.
Yeah.
The floor is yours.
All right. Well, there's a lot of outs, so I'm going to quickly run through this list because there's not much more to say. We all know Anthony Richardson's done. This could be season ending. They're talking about possibly surgery. If that's the case, he will be done for the year. It's kind of up in the air. I don't know what they're waiting for. It's a tough decision, though. I'll give him that. Not a good surgery to get. He's got a pretty significant injury of his throwing shoulder. That's not good news for him and for the rest of the season. Daniel Jones officially out with that neck injury. Tyrod Taylor will be suiting up. Deshaun Watson also out with his shoulder injury, which is a weird one. I've never heard of a rotator cuff bruise, but that's what they're calling it. For the running back position, Austin Eckler will make a return today, which is good news for you people who have him on your roster. So Saquon Barkley listed as questionable. Even if he does play, I'm not sure he's going to be a full participant. He'll probably get a snap count, and he'll probably be ineffective, much like the rest of the Giants. James Conner was placed on IR along with Devon Achane. Tough breaks there for both guys. Miles Sanders was officially listed as out with a shoulder injury. That was bound to happen as he's been dealing with various injuries all season long. Khalil Herbert has found himself on IR with a high ankle sprain. He'll be gone for the next 4 games. As well as, Ron Johnson is out with a concussion issue. And I think their third string running back, is also injured. So I don't know what the Bears are planning on doing in that situation there. Elijah Mitchell listed as questionable. He did return to practice limited fashion Thursday, Friday, so he could be available. Not sure how effective he'll be. Wide receiver, we all know about Justin Jefferson, unfortunately. I predicted that it might be longer than the 4-week IR stint, but we'll have to see what happens. He's supposedly having an MRI to kind of gauge his healing. T. Higgins is listed as questionable. He did get a practice in on Friday, which was his first full practice of the week. So it could be a true game time decision coming off those rib fractures. Tank Dell officially listed as out on concussion protocol. Traylon Burks did not make the trip to London. He's officially out with that knee injury. One guy I didn't get an update on, maybe you guys can help me out, with Zay Jones. I know he was missed 2 days of practice this week.
Yeah,
so he
listed as out is what I heard.
Which is what he was trending to earlier in the week, so no surprise there, I guess. Tight ends, Darren Waller has a groin issue that he's dealing with, listed as questionable. He should be available. He did get in some limited sessions on Friday. Meanwhile, the Bills will be possibly without Dalton Kincaid, who's officially listed as questionable, but I'm not sure he cleared concussion protocol. And Dawson Knox is dealing with a wrist issue, but he played through it after getting hurt last weekend and had some limited participation this week in practice, so we should see him. That's really it, unless you guys got some other questions.
No, that sounds about right. Yeah, the Bills tight end position definitely in question today. And I did want to throw in about Saquon, and we're going to talk about this nice segue to our next segment when we talk about weather. But that was the only one on our weather report that said definite rain. So that might play a part, excuse me, in his availability as well. You got a offensive line, no Daniel Jones, and a shaky ground, not very good to bring your ankle in as it's been injured. So just something to take note of. I have Saquon on my team. That's why I was so invested into that. I was like, rain? Yeah, they're probably not going to play him now.
Yeah, they didn't sound too confident he was going to be playing anyway, even though he did get in some sessions this week. He's still listed questionable, but it's not looking too positive.
Absolutely. All right. Well, speaking of, let's get on to the weather. Bri, we appreciate you coming in. Let us know where you can follow, subscribe, and get all your great stuff, my friend.
Yeah, so injuredlist.com, social media on Twitter at injuredlistpod, as you can see down below here. I've got our Inside the Medical Tent every Tuesday, Wednesday. We usually put out with Andrew LeDuc and I from Fantasy Sports Core. And then we got a new podcast episode coming out tomorrow with a special guest, Aswan Cruikshank, to talk about his football injury and career. So take a listen to that.
Yeah, stick and stay on the Fantasy Sports Corp and get all Brian's great content. That should be a great episode. We'll look forward to it. Brian, have a great weekend. Good luck in week 6, and we'll see you next week.
Sounds good.
Let's get to the weather.
It's time for the weather report.
Brian, I still got you in my bed. Let's get to that weather report. All righty. So as I mentioned before, like that game in particular, since I already kind of put it out there, the Giants and Bills game, 43 degrees, and like I said, it was the only one that said definite rain. Winds at 9 miles an hour. So just to make note of that, like I said, for your Barkley owners. Dome games today: Saints at Texans, Commanders at Falcons, Patriots at Raiders, Cardinals at Rams, and Cowboys at Chargers. All games you can confidently put your QBs and kickers in. Ravens at Titans over in London today. 52 degrees and clear skies. Winds at 8 miles an hour. Panthers at America's team, the Miami Dolphins. 86 degrees today. That's why I got the tank top on still. Slight chance of rain, it says, and winds 10 miles an hour. Colts at the Jags, 76 degrees, partly cloudy, winds are 13 miles an hour. Seahawks at Bengals, 53 degrees, slight chance of rain, winds at 10 miles an hour. Vikings at the Bears, 53 degrees, scattered rain and wind, it says, up to 20 miles an hour. So something to take note of in that game, especially if you have a kicker, and these QBs might be a little limited if the wind is that bad, depending on which direction, of course, it's going in. Lions at the Bucks, 76 degrees, partly cloudy, winds 10 miles an hour. Eagles at the Jets, 57 degrees, partly cloudy, and winds are up to 12 miles an hour. So those are our weather report for the day. All right, well, before we get into our ultimate DFS lineups, we wanted to get things rised up for this morning. So we got our boy Matty Daddy in the house. He's going to give us our locks of the week. Let's check it out.
Oh, yeah! But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
What's up, guys? Matty here with your Week 6 locks. Lock it up! We're talking a quarterback, a running back, and a tight end you should have in your lineups and expect top 12 production. Let's get going! We're talking Trevor Lawrence, quarterback from Duval, Jacksonville Jaguars, gets the best possible matchup versus the Colts defense. We're talking about 20 points per game to the quarterback position. Guys, we saw what Lawrence was able to do last week versus Buffalo, was able to finally get that touchdown, kind of have a good week in fantasy, over 315 yards passing. We saw what he did versus the Colts week 1. Lawrence had 2 passing touchdowns, had yardage. I'm expecting a top 12 week in week 6 versus this shitty Colts defense. Mark it, dude. At running back, Raheem, the American Dream. The American Dream, baby. We're talking versus Carolina, which is allowing 30 fantasy points per game to the running back position. We're seeing 5.2 yards per carry versus Carolina. We saw Devin Achane go down with the knee injury. He's not playing week 6. That means this is Raheem's, Mostert's backfield all to himself. I'm expecting another week of top 12 production. I've got Mostert as a lock. Put him in your lineup. Let's talk tight end. Oh, tight end, my boy. We're talking currently the tight end 9 in fantasy. We saw what he was able to do last Thursday versus the Bears. The Bears, 9 for 77 and a touchdown, leading all tight ends in targets with 11. Guys, week 6 he gets Atlanta's defense. We're talking Logan Thomas, baby. Giving up 16 points per game to the opposing tight end position. Guys, Atlanta has a stout run defense. Their pass defense, not so much, man. So I'm expecting top 12 production from Logan Thomas in week 6. I'm starting him over Darren Waller versus Buffalo. Jake Ferguson versus the Chargers. Get Logan Thomas in your lineup. Top 12, baby. Reap the rewards. In fantasy football and DFS, they're locks. Matty, back to you.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Matty Daddy getting us started today. Absolutely love it. Let's get it started. We're already pumped up, and let's get some ultimate DFS lineups.
My final meeting with the gods from the heavens above, as they spoke to me and hit me with the power of the ultimate warrior. You can feel it, dude.
You can feel it, dude. Listen, by the way, Fred, you have no excuse, by the way. Justin has a little excuse. He told me it was 5 a.m. in Ireland, but he was going to try to get up. Unfortunately, probably didn't make it. But Fred, no excuse, man. All right, let's talk about our winners from last week. Jordan, once again, on top, 136.5. Got some huge numbers from Tyreek, Breece Hall, Adam Thielen. So those are your big winners out of that lineup. Justin was in second last week, had some decent days from A-Chan. Breece, again, he also had Breece with you, a little bit from Jalen. I unfortunately brought up the rear. Didn't do horrible, just not as good as you guys. Kirk Cousins, David Montgomery, Waller, Pettit, and Jordan Addison, and even Downs put in a little bit there as well. So with that said, we don't have our winner here to start things off. So I will kick things off this week since I am the loser, if you will. So I got Dak Prescott, and I was talking about that on Friday. I love Dak in this offense to just get right against this Chargers defense who can't stop anything. They are 31st against fantasy QBs. A lot of these, for me, were just good buys against the matchups. Kyren Williams, also another one. Arizona's 29th against fantasy running backs. So, again, good play for me. Raheem. Oh, by the way, Matty Daddy, the American Dream. Did you just make a new thing for me? I absolutely love it. Raheem, the American Dream, against the Panthers. They're 31st against fantasy running back. So it's a good matchup for Raheem. And like Matty said, he's all alone today, other than Salvin Ahmed. Christian Kirk, they're going against the Colts, 24th against fantasy wide receivers. So I like that matchup. Jordan Addison, against Chicago. Now, again, obviously the win may play a factor today, but I like the matchup with Justin Jefferson out. He's going to be the main man, if you will. So I like him to step up and have a decent day today. Tyler Boyd, this was kind of the one out of pulling out. Depends on, of course, T. Higgins' health, but he's still coming in limited, I would think. So it's still like Tyler Boyd to step up today. Seahawks, guess what? 32nd dead last against fantasy wide receivers, so it's a great matchup. I also agree with Matty Daddy. Logan Thomas against Atlanta, 31st against fantasy tight ends. Absolutely love the matchup. CeeDee Lamb, 29th. I just wanted that. That was my flex option. I had enough money to get that nice stack with Dak Prescott against those Chargers, 29th against fantasy receivers. And how do you not like the Bills defense going against Tyrod Taylor and what possibly could be a weather-driven game? I just like the Bills defense all day long today. That was like the easy buy for me. All right, let's go to our winner from last week, Jordan. Let's talk about your ultimate DFS lineup.
My only regret is I was not able to get the American Dream in my lineup. However, I doubled down with the 49ers. They whooped our ass so bad last week that I had to get a taste of it this week myself. So Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey right out the gate. Zach Moss is still a very real thing in this offense. I think it'll eventually dwindle, but for the time being, I am riding the Zach Moss bus until Jonathan Taylor shows me something. Wide receivers, I'm going right back to the well. Adam Thielen, he won it for me last week. He's going to win it for me again this week. Devontae Smith, I expected last week to be the pop game. It was not, so double it down. It will be this week. I like Michael Thomas. He's getting quite a bit of good volume in this offense, and 4,900 was a pretty good discount for him. Drake London, again, it's been a real up and down season for the Atlanta Falcons, but I really like the $4,800 price tag. I am tripling down just like Commissioner Cooper and Matty Daddy. It's the Logan Thomas Sunday special, folks. Get him in those lineups. And then I might be a little wolfish on this, but I'm expecting a big bounce back week finally from those New England Patriots.
I do have a quick question on your lineup. You like Devonta Smith going against these Jets secondary? I mean, because I have him myself, and I've really been questioning it because I'm like, man, what? I mean, because I have somebody like, say, Michael Pittman right now that's on my bench. Should I slide him over? Because that's a tough matchup.
Cool. You know, Sauce is out and DJ Reed is out. So both starting corner for the Jets are out this week.
Okay. So color me dumb. I did not know that. So, yes, I'm starting that shit all day. I'll shut up. Never mind. All right. Listen, I do want to show you this, though. We don't put the guys right here, but Justin, to be fair, he's on his honeymoon. He's in Ireland. Let's give him a little break. But look who he has a tight end as well. So when something's telling you something right here, so I'll tell you right now, if you're playing DFS, that's your tight end. All right, just put him in.
Period.
Not only it's a great matchup, he's still coming in at a great value. If you go on DraftKings, look at where he's coming now as far as tight ends are concerned. Great matchup for him. He likes Justin Fields. He likes Kamara against that resurgent Patriots D he thinks coming. Alexander Madison as well, which I don't know about Madison. He's really going to have to step up here because, Cam Akers just kind of nipping on those heels. Cooper Kupp, how do you not like him coming back and just like he was just the number one receiver like he was? No big deal there. KJ Osborne, again, playing off that matchup with Justin Jefferson out. Not bad. Adam Thielen, boy, oh boy. Listen, you listen to TSS Fantasy. We told you all about Adam Thielen all offseason. No, we really didn't. That's really what What did he? Did he really? And Dallas Goedert, that's so funny because we had that whole conversation last Sunday. He was ready. He went on a big rant, ready to drop this man. Ready to drop. I told him, hey, one more week, and now this is definitely another a get right game for Goddard because guess who's dead last against fantasy tight ends? It's those Jets. So Dallas Goedert could be a nice game for him. Now knowing Sauce is out and their top corners are out, however, might still be a good HA day. But now I'm a little more excited for Jalen Hurts today. So it could be a decent matchup. All right, so we're waiting a little bit on Mikey to get in. While we do that, let's just go ahead and get our mailbag done so we don't have to do that at the end of the show. Let's go ahead and see what the mailbag's got.
You've got mail.
All right, let's get to the lineup questions. We'll get up here. We'll start with the QBs. Yippee-ki-yay, Justin Tucker. We'll go to Jordan. Kirk Cousins at Chicago or Tua at Carolina. Versus Carolina.
So, man, it's really hard for me to take Kirk Cousins out of my fantasy lineups, even with Justin Jefferson being out. But look, the one exception I'll make every time is for America's quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. Give me all of that.
Love it, love it. Something I hope you weren't doing last night, Greg. Dacking off. It was Dak Prescott at LA, the Chargers, or Joe Burrow versus Seattle.
Well, Commish, like you said earlier, I like Dak against that Chargers defense. That Chargers defense is so wishy-washy. So I would definitely go with Dak to get right against the Los Angeles Chargers. I think that's going to be a high-scoring game.
I like it. I like it. Jordan, as I used to say in school, breeze nuts. Jared Goff at Tampa Bay or Matt Stafford versus Arizona.
As a parent of a 10-year-old, I still hear that on a pretty regular basis. I'm going with Matt Stafford in this matchup. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense is a little bit better than the Arizona Cardinals. I expect Stafford now with both Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua both in the lineup. I expect him to just be eaten every single week. So give me Stafford in this one.
Puka Nacua. All right, let's go to Dude, Where's My Car? It's Jared Cook versus the Giants or Jonathan Taylor at the Jags today. Greg, what do you think?
I know they're still trying to get Jonathan Taylor, assimilated in that offense, and Jared Cook against the Giants. Josh Allen is that goal line back. So I'm going to lean towards Jonathan Taylor against the Jags today. I think the more reps he gets, the more he's going to take over that backfield. So I'll go with Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, but Zach Moss has put in such good work. So it's interesting to see how they approach that going forward. Jordan, Kittles in bits. It's Rachaad White versus Detroit or Dameon Pierce versus the Saints.
Rachaad White completely in a volume play. I do expect this game to be a little bit of a shootout with Detroit and Tampa Bay. Man, Dameon Pierce is rough. I don't feel like I can start him with any kind of confidence right now. He just has not been good.
Not at all, unfortunately. Greg, Trey D. Flowers, and it's Devonta Smith at the Jets. We're just talking about that. Or Amari Cooper versus the Niners.
Devontae Smith. Sauce is out with a concussion. DJ Reed is still dealing with his injury. 2 top corners for the Jets are out. I'm going with Devontae Smith.
I like it. I like it. Jordan, a Shannon Sharp. It's Hollywood Brown at the Rams. Gabe Davis versus, I think they put that incorrectly, but Gabe Davis versus the Giants and Josh Palmer versus Dallas.
Give me Gabe Davis. I think this is a week he gets in the end zone. I also don't hate the Hollywood Brown play, but if I'm ranking these, I'm going Gabe Davis, Hollywood Brown, and then Palmer. Just remember, everybody, Keenan Allen is absolutely going to destroy the Cowboys. He's going to get all that volume. Happens every time.
I love it. I love it. Let's take our dogs to Vic's Obedience School. It's Michael Thomas at Houston, KJ Osborne at Chicago, or Jahan Dotson at Atlanta.
The choices to me is between Mike Thomas and KJ Osborne. That's Chicago defense is, and Mike Thomas been getting a lot of targets, man. So, but with Justin Jefferson out, I'm gonna go with KJ. I think KJ is gonna be the number 1 receiver out there. Addison's still getting through his rookie learning process. So I'm gonna go with KJ.
I like it. I like it. I'm gonna pull up to Jordan's house in my little red phone-net. Calvin Ridley versus Indianapolis. Deebo Samuel at Cleveland or DeAndre Swift at the Jets.
Got some good options.
It's like a 10-man league.
Yeah, you do got some good options here. I'm going with DeAndre Swift, especially with that Jet secondary beat up today. I think there's a pretty decent chance the Eagles can get out to an early lead and then just let Swift work that entire second half. So give me DeAndre Swift in this one.
I like it. I like it. Greg, let's get to the Laporta Potty. It's DeAndre Hopkins versus Baltimore, Rachaad White versus Detroit, or Gabe Davis versus the Giants.
Listen, Gabe Davis has been coming through for me this fantasy season, man. I think the last 2 or 3 games he's had a touchdown. I can see him eating up that Giants secondary, so I'm gonna go with Gabe Davis.
I like it. Jordan, your boy, Colts wants to know Rashad White versus that Detroit D or Logan Smash'em Thomas.
I just want to know who your tight end is in this league because I don't know how you're starting that guy over Logan Thomas. I am going to go with Logan Thomas, but this one's very close to me. Rashad White's a volume play pretty much every single week, so.
I like it. All right, let's get to the rest of the questions. Greg, my kicker is gay. Tyler Algier versus Washington. Josh Downs versus Jacksonville. Or Gus Edwards at Tennessee. Well, London, really.
Man, that Baltimore backfield scares me, man. And they just elevated the rookie off of the practice squad, too. Ooh. I'm going to go with Downs. I like Downs. Downs and Minshew's got that connection going on in Indy. And that Jacksonville, secondaries have been kind of shaky. So I'm going to go with Downs, especially if it's PPR. Definitely go with Downs.
I like it. I ate a lot last night, and I woke up, felt like I shit my pants. It's Jake Ferguson at L.A. Chargers or Zach Ertz at L.A. Rams. Jordan.
I mean, you already know. It's Jake Ferguson, baby, every week.
I know. All right, we got our last one, and we got Mikey Bets on deck here. So let's go Witten your pants, Greg. You got Logan Thomas. I feel like he's been the talk of the show today at Atlanta or Dalton Schultz versus New Orleans.
At this point, if you don't start Logan Thomas, you don't need to be playing fantasy football. Logan Thomas this week.
We got one more. Sorry, I got one more. We'll go back to Jordan again. Just happened to be the rotation Colts. We got Chris Olave, D-Hop, or Mike Evans. He said his tight end was Laporta. I don't know if I said that or not.
My boy Colt always has the best problems, it seems like. So going back up with the Laporta thing, I think he's still questionable. I think they're good. I think he's trending towards playing.
He's gonna play, yes.
Yeah. But he's a little banged up, man. You might try out Logan Thomas this one week. I just don't want to be the guy that says to sit Sam Laporta. But Olave, D Hopper, Mike Evans. It's Mike Evans for me. Again, I think this is going to be a little bit of a shootout. Mike Evans is going to eat.
All right. I like it. Coming back off the injury and healthy too, hopefully anyway. All right. Well, like I said, we got the man that's here to get you paid. Mikey Bets from, I guess, Barstool Sports. I don't know if he's got a show anymore. Let's bring him in and get our daily bets.
It's America's favorite gambler, Mikey Bets.
My internet's a little slow this morning. My bad. I came a little. What's up, Mikey Bets? How we doing this morning, my friend?
What's going on? I'm doing good. I'm sitting in the dark like a vampire, but I'm doing all right.
This is actually kind of a cool, like mafia kind of view. I don't know what's on there. Yeah, I like it. A little dark comedy, if you will. All right, give us your daily bets today, my friend.
All right. Well, it would not be me if I didn't go with the homer bet. So I'm going to do DJ Moore over 61.5 receiving yards, which the over on his receiving yards have been hitting every week besides week 2. So, I mean, let's keep riding. Same thing with Adam Thielen, but I'm not taking his over this week. We are going with the Browns minus 9.5. That's the most public play I think anybody's ever going to do. But sometimes the public wins. We're going to do Terry McLaurin over 50.5 receiving yards. Hawkinson over 54.5 receiving yards. We're going to do Jonathan Taylor over 47.5 rushing. Joe Burrow over 1.5 touchdowns. Bengals minus 2.5. And what is my last one? Oh, Ravens minus 5.5.
Nice.
There we go.
Get paid, write it down, get some money today with your boy, Mikey Bets. You hanging out for the picks, or are you?
I want to, but I can't today. I will next week for sure, 100%.
It's all good, man. He's like, I love how he's like, I want to, guys.
I do. I genuinely want to.
Busy with Barstool, you know.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
We love you, bro. It's all good.
All right, love you guys. I'll see you guys later.
Love you too, my brother. Hey, Mikey's got some good bets in, but are they homegrown? Let's check out our homegrown prop bet.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
PSR host guy. I'm back with a few picks for you for this wonderful weekend of football we got in front of us last week. Not bad. We hit both our sacks props, so that's pretty good. And then Justin Tucker was in field goal range, and they said, no, greatest kicker of all time. You sit down. We got this. We're going to go for it on fourth down and then lose by 2 points, which they absolutely deserve. That's what you get for fading the legend. And then Wandale, we got to give up. We got to give up on old Wandale. That whole bale of Wandale has got to go. I'm sending it back. We don't want anything to do with that. So this week, you can do it. Adam Thielen, they did it again. They said his receptions total at 5.5. This man has caught 30 balls over his last 3 games. He doesn't have 30 targets. He has 30 receptions over his last 3 games. And they set the line at 5.5, so we're going to take over that at minus 125 and say thank you very much. Bijan Robinson, over 3.5 receptions, plus 130. The plus sign really drew my eyes to it because this man has caught 4 balls in every game except last week when he only caught 2. I guess that's why we're getting this great number, and we'll take that. The third one has to be a typo. Cam Akers over 4.5 receiving yards, not receptions, receiving yards. He's caught 2 balls in each game with the Vikings, so they're only going to use him more and more each week. I don't see how this misses famous last words. If he catches 1, we probably get 5 yards. If he catches 2, which he's done both times, we almost certainly get our 5 yards. So we're going to take that minus 120 and say thank you very much. And we can't not have a sack at this point. It's what we do now. Boye Mafe. Our boy Boye Mafe is one of the best pass rushers in the league. And he's not getting the respect because he's not a household name, I guess. Over 0.25 sacks. He can get half a sack and we get plus 220. So we're going to take that as well. Have a great week. Best of luck. We'll see you right back here next time.
Prepare to get blazed because in the next couple of hours, I expect both of us to be blitzed out of our skulls. Got it?
All right, I got it.
Thank you so much, Chris, PSR host guy. I mean, Eric, sorry, PSR host guy. My fault. PSR host guy, don't forget, watch Wake and Ray coming up right after to Wake Up with TSS Fantasy. Lots of great stuff for us on there. All right, well, we got somebody who's finally woke his ass up, and it's time for the Sunday Breakdown.
We're on a mission, guys. We're on a mission, guys.
Who is that?
I'm glad Good morning.
We had some difficulties this morning.
Yeah, technical bullshit is what I call it. All right, let's check out of the picks from last week. And I got to tell you, it was not very good. Ooh, especially for me. I went 6 and 8 under 500, but look who showed and proved last week. 10 and 4. Yes! He is back in it, and look who is now at the bottom. Greg, unfortunately, now is our new jester. I'm not very far behind, only 1 game behind. Fred, only 1 game ahead of me. Justin, only 1 ahead of him. And then 2 for Jordan. So Jordan still chilling up there at the top. Let's see if he can keep it this week. Let's get to this Sunday breakdown for this week. We'll start with the London game, Ravens at the Titans. The series is tied 13-13. They played 2021, the AFC wildcard game. The Ravens won 20-13. Ravens are favored by 4. The over-under is 41. Who do you like, Jordan? Jordan? Jordan, can you hear me? All right, Greg, who do you like?
I like the Ravens, man. I think this is the game that Lamar gets it right, turns things around. The Titans has been struggling this season, man, and Derrick Henry does not seem like King Henry. So I'm gonna go with Lamar and those receivers to get it right in London today.
I like you, Fred. Who you like?
I totally agree. I don't know what's going on with Derrick Henry. Maybe he's hitting that running back wall or that age when you just start declining. We don't know if it's him or the team, but we shall find out.
Yeah, we certainly shall. But hit that hammer down. Jordan probably was like, I don't really need to talk about this. We all like the Ravens in this matchup. Again, the Titans have been struggling. Ryan Tannehill, not somebody we necessarily all are believing in this season. I think this offense, not like the Ravens have been all that great neither. I just think they're just a tad bit better than the Titans. All right, let's get to the not so good game of the day. Let's bring Jordan back in. By the way, hope he's back in. Panthers at America's team, the Miami Dolphins. These teams only played 7 times. Miami's 5-2 all time against the Panthers. Last time they played was 2021. The Dolphins won 33-10. The Dolphins are favored by 13.5. The over/under is 48.5. Jordan, are you back in? Who are you liking this one?
I think I'm back, and of course, it's America's team.
All right, easy enough. Greg, who are you liking this matchup?
The Dolphins, man. Dolphins right now showing they might be the class of the AFC, man. I'm going with the Dolphins.
Oh, I like hearing that.
Jason, he likes that.
Makes me feel all warm and tingly. Fred, who you like?
I think everybody had to pick the Dolphins on this one. I don't see anybody keeping up. Yeah, I didn't think so.
Put the hammer down for America's team to take it over today. Got to love Miami in this matchup. All right, let's get to the next one. Saints at the Texans. The Saints, lead the series 3-2. The last time they played was in 2021. The Saints won 30-28. The over/under is 42.5. The Saints are only favored by 1.5. Might be another good matchup. Fred, who do you like in this one?
Saints, but slimly. Just I'm thinking that the defense can hold them down. I like the way Kamara played last week. Hopefully he continues his ways. But I think the Texans are still learning how to win, so I'm going to go with the Saints.
I like that. Greg, who do you like?
This was a tough one for me too, Fred. It came down to who had the better talent, and the Saints do better defense. You got Kamara back. Derek Carr's playing better, so I'm going with the Saints.
I like it. Judge, who you like?
I'm going to, say exactly what these guys did. This one was really hard for me to pick, and everything in me wants to pick the Houston Texans, but I simply cannot. It is the New Orleans Saints. I think that defense gets after C.J. Stroud, puts a little bit of pressure on him this week. I picked the Saints in a close one.
It's so funny how we all felt the same way. I literally had the lone wolf on my face with the Texans, and then I just last minute, I was like, nope, can't do it. Put the hammer down. We all go with the Saints. However, like I said, this is one we've all kind of struggled with, really, because some of us, like you guys mentioned it, some of us really like the Texans to show out in this one. So it's a good one. It's a good matchup. So it's sucked that we all put the hammer on it, but it is what it is. Commanders at the Falcons. Commanders lead the series 17-11-1. Commanders have won 2 in a row. Last time was last year, and they won 19-13. The over/under is 42.5. The Falcons are favored by 2.5. Greg, who you like in this one?
This one was another tough one for me, man. I was just like, Falcons have been playing good, Commanders been playing good, but I went with the Commanders. I like their defense a little bit better. I like what Bieniemy's doing on offense with Brian Robinson, and he needs to get McLaurin involved a little bit more this week. But I'm going with Commanders.
All right, I like it. What do you say, Fred?
I went with the Falcons. They're the home team. The Commanders showed they could play, then they could show that they just act that they're shitty. They played really good against the Eagles, and they flopped against the Bears. They played good against the Broncos, flopped against the Bills. So I'm going with Atlanta at home.
All right, Judge, who are you liking this one?
Give me the Commanders in this one.
All right, so I'm just gonna say I messed up the graphic on this one because I got Greg down for the Falcons. I also went with the Falcons as well. So we do have a full house, but it's Fred with the Falcons. So guys, I'm gonna ask going forward, all of you keep on the same damn thread because I went through 4 different threads to find everybody's picks this week. So hence the confusion.
I put mine on the right thread. I did.
Well, I didn't say it was you, but I was saying Justin had one on a different one. Jordan was on a different one. So it's all good.
I can't have Freddie cheating off my homework, bro. I'm sorry.
I mean, you might need to cheat off for Fred. I don't know.
Why are they hiding their picks now? I can't even believe it. All right, let's go. Colts at Jaguars. Colts lead the series 27-18. The Jags won in week 1. We've already seen this happen 31-21. Over/under is 45.5. Jags are favored by 4. Jordan, who you like?
Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars in this matchup.
All right, I like it. Freddie, who you like?
The upset special right here. Let's go, Colts. Colts are going to come. They're going to win. Minshew's the one quarterbacking. He can throw the ball around, move around. I just like the way the flow of the offense when he's in there. Let's go.
He likes the flow. He likes the flow. What do you think, Greg? You like the flow?
Well, I like the Jags. So Freddie's going back down to where he belongs in the basement with this pick. So I'm going with the Jags.
Well, he just might because, sir, he will be our lone wolf. Let me get the hell down here. God, I got to get this. Lone wolf for this particular matchup is our boy Fred. So
I would like to officially motion that we just remove the lone wolf sound and just record Freddy's lone wolf sound because it is the best lone wolf ever. It's so good.
Fred's got the best. All right, I like it. Seahawks at the Bengals. Bengals lead the series 11-10. Last time they played was in 2019. The Seahawks won 21-20. The over-under is 45.5, and the Bengals are favored by 2.5. Fred, who do you like?
Wow, this one's a little bit tougher than I thought it would be. I went with the Bengals. I went with the Bengals because they looked like they were finally clicking last week. They need to do better. A lot of people are picking them to overtake the AFC North now. So I'm going to go with the Bengals and the resurgence of Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow.
All right, I like you. What do you say, Greg?
I agree with Fred, man. Unfortunately, the Bengals are back on track. They're trending in the right direction, and I'm going with the Bengals.
Jordan?
At this point, I'm really wishing I had taken the Seahawks like I was considering. However, the Cincinnati Bengals almost looked like they were back last week, and I'm going to ride that wave a little bit, see how it goes. Give me the Bengals today.
Almost the kiss of death at this point. Put the hammer down for the Bengals. All right, let's see. Indeed. All right, let's go to the next one. Minnesota at Chicago Bears. Vikings lead 65-57-2. The Vikings have won 4 in a row. Last year, they swept them 29-13 and 29-22. A little theme there. Over under is 44.5. Vikings are favored by 2.5. Greg, who you like?
I went with the Bears, man. I think the way Justin Fields been playing with DJ Moore, and I think Deontay Foreman is going to have a sneaky big game this week, with Herbert out. So Minnesota's in flux with no Justin Jefferson. I know they got Hawkinson, but I'm going to go with the Bears.
All right, the Bears. What do you think, Jordan?
I think it's real trendy right now to hop off the Vikings, kick them while they're down with no Justin Jefferson. They're going to trade Kirk Cousins. Listen, I don't think the Vikings are quite out of this. This is a winnable game. Give me Kirk Cousins and them boys in Minnesota.
Yeah, I saw a report. They don't plan on sending him anywhere. So, don't get all excited yet, guys. All right, what do you think, Fred?
I'm going to go with the Bears. 2 weeks of offensive explosion. I think this is the end for Kirk Cousins. I missed the weather report, so I don't know how it was looking in Chicago, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bears.
Should have been up. Should have been
a chance of rain, but the winds are 20 miles an hour today, so big question mark on how if these offenses can go going, depending on where, of course, the wind is flowing, all that kind of good stuff. Let's go to our final of the 1 o'clockers, or maybe this is still 1 o'clock. 49ers at the Browns. Browns lead the series 12-8. Last time they played in 2019. 49ers won 31-3. The over-under is 37. 49ers are favored by 7. And I'm just going to skip everyone here and just say that score may just repeat today with no Deshaun Watson. Browns don't stand a chance. Put the hammer down. We all like the 49ers. Sorry, guys. There's just no need to go over that one at all. All right. Well, let's take a quick break from our breaking down of games. We'll come back with the 4 o'clockers, but let's get our dingus pick of the week.
This is the dingus pick of the week with your host.
Oh, hey. Welcome back, everybody. If you've been listening to what the Fox is, then you've been killing your sit-ups for this season, learning some great new words along the way. Today, we're going to learn another great fancy new word, and that word is feckless. No, not freckles, feckless. Nope, still not it. Feckless. Okay, let's try talking about what the word means. Feckless can mean useless, worthless, incompetent, or inefficient. Let's look at some examples from this fantasy week. Like Chuba Hubbard. You probably saw that Swift has a few injuries, then you saw Miami and thought, yay, let me grab some Hubbard. But did you know Miami's defense has not allowed 50 yards to a running back since week 1? So even though Swift won't play, Hubbard will be feckless this week in fantasy. He doesn't want us to say Dolphins. He wants to say what? America's. No, we're not doing that. F that. And how about Deebo Samuel against Cleveland? See, Cleveland's defense has allowed the fewest fantasy points to wide receivers this year. And Deebo has already been pretty feckless himself over the past 2 games, only catching 3 balls and amassing less than 100 total yards of offense. Brock Purdy, not feckless. Deebo Samuel, feckless. It's making sense now, right? Now you try some. CMC, not feckless. Ford versus the Niners defense, completely feckless. Michael Thomas, absolutely feckless. Raheem Mustard, not feckless. The entire New York Giants team, absolutely 100% feckless. Nice job, you got it. Now don't you be feckless. Join me every Tuesday morning at 9:30 a.m. for That Efin Morning After Show on the Fantasy Sports Corporation channel. You can even call in live to discuss your fantasy week. Until then, listen to what the Fox says. Don't be feckless. Be a winner. Bye, everybody.
This has been the Ding Ding Dingus Pick of the Week with your host, Chris Fox.
Neighbor, I'm glad we're together again.
Quick question, guys. Would you, this is like in-house real quick. Tyler Algier or Gus Edwards start today?
I'm not answering that.
I'm going Gus Edwards.
He says Gus Edwards.
And is it PPR?
Is it PPR? Yes.
And the PPR, I'd lean on Algier. And then standard probably Gus Edwards.
A little Freddie to watch the show.
Tighten up. You don't get free advice. Get on YouTube, all right?
Get on YouTube real quick.
Submit his questions like everyone else.
Listen, by the way, Chris, bro, you're really, man, everyone's buying into it. You can't do America's team. I can't even believe it, bro. I mean, but make sure you check out Tuesdays. Lots of great stuff on the Efin show. So make sure you stick on the Fantasy Sports Corporation. All right, let's finish up our 4 o'clock picks here. Let's go to the Patriots at the Raiders. Patriots lead the series 20-16-1. The Raiders last one in 2022, last year, won 30-24. The over-under is 41.5, and the Raiders are favored by 3. Fred, who do you like?
I'm going to enjoy this one for 30 seconds, okay? Because this is the fall of the Patriots, the downfall of Belichick. This is it. He's going to lose to his old coach today. I mean, it is looking really bad over there, especially when they talk about what are they going to do? Are they going to fire Belichick? So, yes, I'm going with the Raiders. Let's just keep piling it on the damn Patriots. It's been too many years. Let's go, Raiders.
Greg, who do you like?
I went with the Raiders. I'm not following up, Fred.
I kind of feel what you're saying, though, Fred. And then a little bit inside me feels it. All right, Jordan, what do you think?
I'll follow up, Freddie. Listen, if I had a horn right now, I would toot it because I told everybody in the offseason this was it for Belichick. This was going to implode. This was going to be a really bad season, and it's happening. However, I'm the lone wolf, baby. There is no way I'm picking the sorry Raiders and their former Bill Belichick coach over Bill Belichick himself. This is the get right game.
We need Freddie.
Parker. My dog's howling too.
Love it. All right, let's go. Lions at Bucks. Lions lead the series 31-29. The Bucks have won 2 in a row. Last game they played was in 2020, and the Bucks won 47-7. I believe that was Tom Brady. Over under is 43.5. Lions are favored by 3. Jordan, who you like in this one?
This was the Lions game. Give me the Lions and what I think will be a little bit closer of a game than people are probably assuming it will be. I am taking the Lions, though.
Greg, who you like?
Lions, man. These are not your dad's old Lions, man. Lions look good. That running game looks good. Only kind of scared with golf on the road, but I'm going to go with the Lions.
All right. Fred, who you like?
The upset special number 2. The Bucks are going to win at home. It's still hot down here, and I think the Lions the game is gonna. This is where they slip up really quickly. I'm going with the Bucks.
All right, well, this is not the lone wolf, believe it or not. Justin agrees all the way from Ireland. He likes the Bucks as well. Walk the plank, Dan Campbell. All right, let's get to the next game. We could probably get a hammer out, I'm sure. Cardinals at the Rams. Rams lead the series 48-40-2. They split last year, however. The Rams won 20-12, and the Cardinals won 27-17. Over-under is 48.5, and the Rams are favored by 7. Yeah, let's just put the hammer down. I don't think we need to wait.
We need to get Greg a prop hammer.
There's just nothing to wait. This is like silly. Cardinals are not very good. The Rams are not like crazy good, but they're much better than the Cardinals. I mean, how picking them against them at home is just silly. So let's just move on. Let's go to an interesting game today. The Eagles at the Jets. The Eagles lead the series 12-0. You have never beaten the Eagles ever. The last time they played was 2021. 33-18 was the score. You obviously know who won. Over under is 41. Eagles are favored by 7. Greg, who you like?
You know, before Sauce got hurt with the concussion, DJ Reed, I picked the Jets. I was like, this was going to be the week. Zach Wilson has been playing good. The run game looks good. Then I get the report after I send my picks in that Sauce is out. DJ Reed. But I'm going to stick with my pick, and I'm still going to pray the Jets pull this out.
Fred, am I pulling your fan card, or are you
No, I'm sticking with my Jets. I mean, same thing happened. Sauce Gardner's out. DJ Reed's out. Now our special teams captain, Hardy, is out for 4 weeks. Like, the injury bug hit us this week. It's just not good.
You don't need to hear. You know, me and Jordan will not put salt in this wound for you. All right. It's very simple. The rest of the crew, of course, likes the Eagles. Like them big today. So, yeah, that's an easy one. All right. Let's go on to the Giants against the Bills at the Bills. This series actually is tied 7-7. 2019 was the last time they played. The Bills won 28-14. The over-under is 44.5, and the Bills are favored by 14. I'm just going to do this one last time, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to rush, but this is silly to even talk about this. No Daniel Jones. Offensive line is broke. I doubt they play Saquon in a possible. And like I said, This is the only game on the weather report that's a definite chance of rain. There is no way in hell the Giants pull this off.
I can't believe we got to watch this on Sunday night.
I know. God, this is luckily if you got up early with us, you could take an early rest tonight because it'll be over before halftime. On that one. All right, let's get to this is a good Monday night. Finally, we got a good Monday night game. The Cowboys at the Chargers. Two teams really need to bounce back here. So the Cowboys lead the series 7-5. Last time they played is in 2021. Cowboys won 2017. Over under is 50.5. That means good fantasy points for anybody who got involved here. Cowboys are favored by 2.5. Fred, who do you like in this one?
Oh, man, I got to remember, but I do believe I did pick the Cowboys only because of their defense and the way Micah Parsons has been talking lately, saying this has to be fixed. So I'm going with the Cowboys Monday Night Football, big stage. Let's go.
Brad, appreciate you. Good morning to you as well. He said he had to go back and listen to what we had to say about those Bears. The Bears. Kirk Cousins is a future Jet. He calls it down.
Sale starts today.
That's why Fred's like, oh, he's going to do bad. He's going to do bad. Greg, who do you like?
I went with the Cowboys, man. I think this is their bounce back week. I think Dak has to get it right, or next year Dak will be in a different uniform. So that I think that Dallas defense is going to step up. I think Mike is going to get a couple of sacks, and I think Dallas is going to pull it out.
If I didn't plug that good enough, by the way, if you are a Bears fan, there is no better podcast than the Unbearable Podcast. Every time I listen to CBS Sports Morning, it defaults to Brad's podcast. That's how much I like it. So great stuff from Brad. Always checking him out. All right, Jordan, I already know the answer, but let's ask you who you like today.
I really want to flip-flop on this answer, man, because I feel like Dallas is going to lose this game. I feel like they got themselves all hyped up, and everybody thinks they're going to win. But listen, this is the revenge game for Kellen Moore, over the offensive coordinator over for the Chargers. I'm going to pick Dallas because they have been playing against this offense for years in practice. I think they get it done, but I think it's going to be a little bit of an uglier game than people give it credit for. And as much as I want to pick the Chargers, I am going to stick with my pick, Dallas.
All right, he's going to stick with his Cowboys, which makes someone a lone wolf, and it ain't me. Justin picks the Chargers
Wow.
this week. Yeah, he's liking those West Coast teams a lot, I've noticed lately. I think he's getting a little bit of that 49ers feel. I think he feels like all that West Coast is starting to rub off on these other teams. I like the Cowboys as well. I've talked about on Friday. I like a huge game from Dak and a huge bounce back from this offense in general. So I like, and again, Justin Herbert's going to put a point. So again, if you have anybody in either of these teams, make sure you get them in. This is going to be a good fantasy bonanza. All right. Well, it's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. I know you've gotten up early and haven't had a chance to get church yet, and you don't need to, because we got Fantasy Jesus here for you. So put your hands together and pray. It's time for Fantasy Jesus.
I'm here to save your fantasy rosters. Good morning, everybody, and welcome into Fantasy Jesus' 5 DFS picks for week number 6. Let's get it started with Justin Fields. That's right, Justin Fields. He came in and last week went for 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. The week before, 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. That's 8 touchdowns to 1 interception in 2 weeks. And this week he gets the Minnesota Vikings, which is a below average pass defense. Look for Justin Fields to be a great DFS pick this week. Then we're going to America's team for Raheem Mostert. Raheem Mostert is RB2 this week. You know who's RB3? Devon A-Chain. You know who's out for 4 weeks? Devon A-Chain. So go ahead, plug Raheem Mostert in for the next 4 weeks because he's going to be getting all the workload in Miami. Next, we got KJ Osborne. No Justin Jefferson. But say a prayer because I think KJ Osborne is going to fill in that role real nicely this week. He's got the Chicago Bears, one of the worst teams against wide receivers. And this week, I think we're going to see a touchdown from KJ Osborne. Speaking of Minnesota Vikings versus the Bears, that's the theme of this DFS Pickathon. And we're going to go with T.J. Hawkinson as the tight end. You need somebody who's going to be big and step up in this game. And guess what? T.J. Hawkinson has scored more than 10 points in 4 of his 5 games this year. Look for it to be 5 of 6 this week with him going against the Chicago Bears. Love the matchup. Finally, it's defenses. Gonna go with the Raiders against the Patriots, and it's just as simple as the Patriots just cannot do anything. 3 points over the last 2 weeks. Absolutely miserable. Love the Raiders this week. Picked Jordan Love off 3 times last week, and Max Crosby is an absolute saint. This has been your Fantasy Jesus, and this has been 5 picks for week number 6. May your lineup be blessed.
I'm not sure who to start this week. Trust in your Savior.
You see when it started, he was all wobbly, like if he drank too much wine, the holy wine. He was like,
Trust in your Savior. I'm so glad Brad stuck around to see his Justin Fields get praised by Fantasy Jesus. And in a game, if it is windy, by the way, he still should eat because he's going to run that football today. So it could be a good day regardless for Justin Fields. All right, well, good luck today. We'll be online. If you have any questions, of course, reach out to us via Twitter or social media. We appreciate all of you guys for joining us. Join us on Tuesday where we do our waiver wire Tuesday. We'll get you set for week 7. Again, we're almost halfway through this puppy. So get things in order, get your house in order because, again, we're getting down that stretch run here pretty soon. We appreciate all of you. Good luck in week 6. Stick and stay. Hit that subscribe button. By the way, I forgot to say that earlier. We appreciate you and we are out.